Okay, so you're going to go through a Seben progression. It's 1, 2, 5, 4 chord progression, and I'll explain first the voices that I'm using. On my right hand, I'm combining two voices, a classical guitar and an electric guitar, which is a warm solid guitar. Classical and warm solid. So this is how the classical guitar sounds alone. And then this is how the warm solid guitar sounds alone. So I'm combining these two. On the left hand, of course, I have an electric bass. Right? And normally for the bass on the left, it's good that you have two octaves, at least two octaves running through from the low to the high. Okay? Because you need those low strings and the high strings. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll break down the progression at a slower tempo. That is, I'm using tempo 1 of 5. Okay, I'm on tempo 1 of 5 for us to be able to see the movements. So one thing I'd advise is that as you are trying to combine both hands, start with a slow tempo. Number 1, start with a slow tempo, and then as you're playing with both hands, you need to lay back one hand as your left hand catches up in terms of your coordination. So lay back the left hand a little bit, playing simpler progressions that you can be able to coordinate on both hands. As your coordination improves, then you can bring in more notes to your progression. Okay, so we're going to do a 1, 2, 5, 4 chord progression. That is 1, F sharp major, 2, G sharp minor, 5, C sharp major, 4, B major. Okay? Okay? See that? So with that beat, that's the tempo that we are running with. So you see how I'm starting it off. I'm just starting it off with a simple bass line. 1, 2, 5, 4. Can even throw in that. Okay? Okay? So you see, I'm trying just to keep the movements on a minimum level because I want my left hand to catch up. Okay, so just with that movement, see that? So my right hand, I'm trying also to keep your chords in one place. Avoid moving up the octaves. Okay, so you need to develop that rhythmic movement. Right? So see that? And then Now you can, as you get more comfortable, if you want now to move to the next step, maintain what you're doing on your left hand. Just keep it simple. And now you want to bring in more notes on your left hand. So now you want to bring in more notes and more progressions on your left hand while maintaining the smooth flow of notes on your right hand. Okay, so you can now begin throwing in more notes. Okay, so what you do here, bring in octaves. Bring in octaves, meaning double the notes on the octaves. So I'm playing this G sharp, the high and the low. So octaves, 2, 5, 4. Bring in the octaves, okay? Just try practice this first on your left hand alone before you bring in the right hand, because as we said, we are just going to maintain that simple movement on the right hand as we are now adding more notes on our left. Okay, so so we are maintaining that simple movement on the right. So playing with the octaves. Something here. 2, 5, 4, 1, 2, 5, 4. So 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 6, 1, 1, 2, 6, 5, 3, 4. So okay. note before the 4. So 2. Okay. So these are just things I'm doing creatively in my mind, not something that it's not even a movement or a progression that I had planned before. It's improvisation, meaning I'm just creating these melodies on the go. Okay. Okay, now when you get to that point, you can now begin throwing in just 1 or 2 notes on your right hand. Okay, I'm just throwing in this C sharp and this D sharp. Okay, 1, 2, that D sharp, and then on the C sharp, 4. Okay. So okay. Okay, let me play this so that you can see how it runs through. In the top. Begin throwing in these 2 notes, just the 5 and the 6. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't matter what tempo you start with, you can even slow it down a little bit more. I would advise maybe 100. So move now up and down the octaves from this high octave to the low octave. Okay, now you can combine. When you get comfortable, you can now move between the octaves. Okay, so take it down to 100, then just bring up the tempo a little bit up to, I think 115. 115 is it's a good tempo for Seben. Faster than that becomes too fast. Okay. Keeping it simple like that. Okay, so I believe you can take some time and go through that and work with the tempos, just from about 100 moving up to 115. Keep the movements on your left hand simple as possible. As you add in more notes, add in one note at a time, add in one octave at a time, right? And I believe that will help you move somewhere.